What's going on everyone, TomGorian, and welcome back to another episode of the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode on the Xbox Series X. Today we are here for Season 3 of the Dutch Grand Prix, the third race of the Season 3 Championship. I think this is episode 33. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're here today getting ready for the Dutch Grand Prix. In my opinion, probably my favourite track on the F1 2020 game, I can't lie. This track, I've done 100% race on here. I love the flow of the circuit. It's a very downforce, very momentum based circuit with high speed corners, but I absolutely love Zandvoort. As you can see, we've got two upgrades coming. We've got an ultimate, the first ultimate chassis upgrade for the weight redistribution, and then we've got a minor aerodynamics drag reduction upgrade. They should be coming just in time for the next career mode video. As you can see right now, we won in Bahrain and we came second in China only because we messed up on the strategy, and we're leading the championship. Guan Yu Zhou is in second place, but that might change after this video. 30 likes for this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to see the final season of this career mode, and without further ado, it's time for the Dutch Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and Zandvoort, 25 miles away from Amsterdam, and the host for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left. The main straight is 678 metres long and heads into turn 1, the Tarzan corner. With DRS down the main straight into the braking zone, that could be the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Nick de Vries completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Thomas, Sainz, Max Verstappen and Hamilton, Leclerc, Gasly, Norris and Daniel Kvyat, Perez, Ocon, Lance Stroll and Joe, Matsushita, Albon, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kevin Magnussen, Russell, Hubert, Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So as far as qualifying is concerned, it was again quite weird. I think I'm starting to get used to the car now. I'm starting to get used to how the car feels on this game. And I think our car right now is more of a race car than it is a qualifying car. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about qualifying or the 3-stage qualifying in F1 2020 where, you know, if you're playing career mode or my team, the car in Q1 and Q2 feels slow and you can barely get out. You can barely get out of Q1 and Q2, but when you're in Q3, you know, the car seems normal. One thing to notice, Nick de Vries, he's on mediums. So Nick de Vries is going to be the wild card going into this race. He's on the mediums, and the thing is this, I was qualifying in Q2, like he did the lap on the mediums in Q2, and I went out for softs on Q2, and I was only 2 tenths quicker than Nick de Vries on the quicker tyre. So that either tells me, 1, there's a bit of a timing glitch, or 2, Nick de Vries is starting to become very OP in this game. I mean, considering he's a 90 overall now, as far as this video is concerned. But anyway, we're getting ready for the 5 red lights for the start of the Dutch Grand Prix. It's lights out, away we go in Zandvoort. Nick de Vries, as predicted, does get a slow start. He is on the mediums. Bottas does go defensive in towards turn 1 and try and look around the outside. Can we have enough momentum? No, we don't. But we have jumped our teammate, and it was predicted that he was going to have a slow start. I mean, he is on the mediums, but he will have the advantage as the race goes on, as long as there is no safety car. But Bottas in the lead, we are in P2, Sainz is in P4, and Verstappen is in P5 for the beginning of this race. Now anyway, cutting towards the end of lap number 1, and right there Bottas already makes a mistake. We're not even ended the first lap and Bottas has already made a mistake. As we come in towards the end of the first lap, we're going to go side by side in towards the banking with Valtteri Bottas. We're going to be beginning lap 2 any minute now. Slipstream as well. Rich Mix overtake. Can we take the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix? Around the outside we go, and there it is, thanks to a mistake by Valtteri Bottas. We take the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix. That's a mistake again that the AI, like, they don't always lose the back end. But I really like that feature where the AI, every now and again, it's not every time, every corner, it's like once every blue moon, they'll have a mistake where they lose the rear end, and I know you guys have seen it in other videos, where they just lose the rear end out of an exit of a corner, and yeah, just thanks to that, we just managed to take the lead. And now we're going to try and control the race now for the next 33 and so laps. But now pretty much coming in towards these next couple laps, and yeah, I think this first, quarter of the race, they weren't really my best racing laps. I think I was making too many mistakes. As you can see, that's my second warning for track limits. I was cutting that right-hander there, and I have to be careful from now on. But now coming in towards lap 12, I'm pretty much pushing now. I've got the gap pretty much to a second and a half on Valtteri Bottas, and pretty much I've extended the gap to my teammate to around about 4 seconds. But he's on the medium tyres, so he does have the advantage. Lewis Hamilton is in P4 as well, so I think Carlos Sainz pitted early, or he's either pit early or just the pace of the McLaren isn't that good around here. So we're going to come in for our one and only stop. We're going to be making a one-stop work here from the softs to the hard tyres. Now I was thinking during this race, should have we went on the hards? I think we should have went instead on the mediums, considering that our tyre life is actually decent. Anyway, Stroll tried to overtake us, but we managed to get Stroll, and that was critical for that race, because if Stroll would have overtaken us while we were coming out the pit lane, then chances are we would have lost time to the racing point, and pretty much we would have lost position to Valtteri Bottas. But now coming on towards the end of lap 13, beginning of lap 14, and Bottas is in the pit lane. This is going to be very important. Anton Hubert is out the race. There's a safety car. Where's Valtteri Bottas? We're ahead of the Finnish driver. Bottas is still in the pits. And yeah, that was very critical. If we were stuck behind Lance Stroll, then that was pretty much our race done. Bottas would have pretty much jumped us. But yeah, we got out just ahead of Valtteri Bottas. But Nick de Vries, I don't know why he pitted for hard tyres. Now I don't know why he did that, if it was because of a safety car or something, but Nick de Vries is pit from the mediums to the hards. So now we've literally, the top 3 has all done their mandatory one stop, and now it's all about race pace. Now it's all about to see who can go to the end and who's going to be the first to finish. And right now it is us. It's us ahead of Bottas, ahead of Nick de Vries, Esteban Ocon, and also Alex Albon in the Red Bull. I think Albon's been doing a good job there. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that's Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly is out of the Dutch Grand Prix, and I think it's because of a engine failure. Let's see. So not Nick de Vries, Pierre Gasly gets overtaken, and as you can see, yeah, pretty much he gets overtaken by his teammate Guang Yu Zhou, and yeah, as you can see, engine failure for Pierre Gasly. for this race. But now you're going to be seeing some montages of the gap between me and Valtteri Bottas. So as you can see right now, the gap's hovering around about 8 tenths, 6 tenths. It's pretty much half a second. Now the thing is, Bottas, especially in towards the last 15 laps, Bottas was starting to close the gap, and he was doing it pretty much in the last phases of sector 2. Now as you can see, the gap is over a second, and now it closes to pretty much 9 tenths, and now it hovers back to over a second. And this was going on for around about 3, 4, 5 laps, and then for some reason I feel like Bottas was saving his ERS, and then at around about lap 25, as you can see round about now, he starts to really close in the gap. So Bottas did save his ERS, and as you can see, I have to go defensive because I'm thinking Bottas might actually try and overtake, but you know, this track, this is going to be hard, and I can't wait. Oh, we lose the back end there, so we do a Bottas there, and it looks like Bottas might have a go. Can he actually have a go to try and lead this Grand Prix? But he can't, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. We haven't really seen any real life racing yet on this track. Hopefully this race is going to be sick. The qualifying is going to be mental. But yeah, the job now for the last 6 laps of this Grand Prix is to try and protect the lead from Valtteri Bottas, while also bringing our teammate Nick de Vries into play. Hopefully we can get a 1-2 in this season. We just lose the back end there. We finally, we just managed to save the back end there. That could have been a bit of a horrendous crash. But now Bottas is simply all over us. We're getting a lot of understeer. Can Bottas take the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix? Can he find a way to pass us here? We have Rich Mix overtake. He has the DRS. He's getting close. He's around about 2.5 tenths. But he just can't pass us. The straights are not long enough. The track is now as it is. And pretty much sector 3, that exit, we seem to be just getting away from him. We just try to build that 3 tenths gap, and that is what's saving us in this race. Entering this chicane type hairpin, and then the exit, we just find so much time in the exit, and then this right hander here, we nail that right hander onto the banking, and as you can see, the gap is around about 3-4 tenths as we go onto the main start straight. And as you can see again, the gap is now 5 tenths, and Bottas doesn't really have anything to fight with. But anyway, we're starting the final lap here of this Dutch Grand Prix. Nick de Vries has the fast start. We go a little bit wide there, but again, Bottas is just not close enough to try and make an overtake work. Can he make an overtake in towards this banking? No, he can't. Now, I've noticed that the AI, when they deploy the ERS, they deploy it around about here, around about on this main straight, and then in towards this fast right-hander. But Bottas does get close, but he's just not close enough to make a dive or to try and lunge and overtake. And as long as we hit our apexes, Bottas is right behind us, but Bottas cannot do anything. He's got the DRS, we've got Rich and overtake. He's literally a tenth and a half. Can he make a move down the inside? No, he can't. Can Nick de Vries do anything? All we've got to do now is just hold our positions for the rest of the lap. One more sector to go, one more real corner to go. Bottas is not close enough into the banking. Can Bottas get a slipstream, or is it too little, too late? We go defensive, and we're going to only just win the Dutch Grand Prix.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
There's a few disappointed faces up and down the pit wall after that one, but not here. They secured a phenomenal victory. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
So that was a very intense race for the Dutch Grand Prix. we pretty much won that race on the first lap when Bottas made that mistake. And yet again, it's so rare. I mean, I wish that the AI would make those types of mistakes more, but you know, it's very satisfying to me when, you know, an AI loses the back end like that, and then you just get the position, no matter what position it is. It's very satisfying. But we win the race. Bottas in second, Lewis Hamilton is in fourth or fifth place, I think. We take the lead in the constructors. We take it back from Mercedes, and we're in the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Yeah, Max Verstappen 5th, Lewis Hamilton in 7th place, so he didn't have a good race. The two Ferraris 5th and 6th, and Carlos Sainz did finish in P4 with the 2 racing points in 8th and 9th, and then Daniel Kvyat in the Renault gets the final point of the race. Nick de Vries did have the fast lap, so he gets 1 added point. He gets 16 points for this race, and yeah, very good showing from Nick de Vries there. He had a chance to get P2, he just didn't take it for whatever reason. I think it's just because of the track though, but you know, the next race is Baku, so he's going to have plenty of chances to get an extra position. Hopefully we can have an epic battle. But that is this video for the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 2020 content as the game comes to its end of its life cycle. Thanks for watching, like the video, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next Career Mode video. Goodbye.